go? Good. Cool. So fade in. What's up, guys? My name is Bryan March. I work at Elam Gospel Church in Lima, and I'm here I'm called the video coordinator. So basically I create videos to tell people stories, and then on Sunday mornings I also kind of facilitate the environment for the team to come in, for our volunteers to serve. We do IMAG, so basically everything that is happening on the stage is reflected on the cameras on the side screens, and then we have a campus in Henrietta that we send the message to so that people can watch the message in Henrietta at the Doubletree Hotel. So it's pretty cool. So Caleb just mentioned to me, he said, you know, what are some things that people starting in video or people curious about video really should know? And I just wrote down a couple things. The first thing that I would say is find resources. There's two types of resources. The first one that I would say are, you know, there's people resources. There's lots of resources, but two that I'm going to talk about. People resources. There's people that I follow to learn more about. One of the guys' names is Devin Supertramp. I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. He just does crazy videos where companies hire him to go have a ton of fun, and it's amazing. And then I have a buddy named Josiah Moore. He works in Canandaigua. His name, if you want to look him up, is Josiah X, just Josiah, and then the letter X after that. He does a lot of music videos. He does a ton of Photoshop work. He's a great guy. And then so find resources. There's people resources, online resources is the second type of resource. YouTube, and then there's a website called makerbook.net. There's tons and tons of other ones. I subscribe to emails and blogs and all that stuff to always be learning. And then the other thing I would say is be a resource. So one of our guys walked in and we had to get a 5-minute countdown. So you see that thing behind me, hopefully. That's just a 5-minute countdown, letting people know out in the auditorium that we're going to be starting soon. So the second thing I'd say is be a resource. Every Sunday Caleb and I connect when him and his family are serving, and we're talking about what videos we've worked on. I show him videos I've made. He shows me things that he's working on, and it just creates this teamwork idea, and then it also just makes both of us better at this. And then let me turn the volume down on the computer because it's playing. And then I would say, on Sunday mornings, there's two ways that I want to resource people. I want to resource them with my character. So on Sunday mornings, I hope that I would be, somebody that people can look to if they have questions, or if they're feeling down, or they need encouragement, or to be cared for, or whatever. Character is obviously more important than what somebody does. Who you are is more important than what you do. So that's something we always try to prioritize here. And then I would say resource people in your teaching. So when Caleb and I are having those conversations, we're always making sure that we're teaching each other, what we're learning. And then the last thing I would just say is experiment and then share. So I'll share with people, like I said, the resources that you're following people. You always want to be sharing with people, but then you always want to be receiving from people. It's just this cycle of giving to people and then receiving from people, and it's a beautiful thing because the more you give, the more that creates a culture of where people can learn things, can grow, can get better at what they're doing. So those are just a couple things that I would share, and I'll just repeat them real quick. Find resources, the two types of resources, people resources and online resources. I'd say be a resource. So even if you feel like you don't know a lot, you have something to share. You're farther along in the journey than somebody else is, so always be ready to share. And then, questions. So be a resource, and then, experiment and share. So last thing, experiment and share. Talked about that. You guys are awesome, and have a good day. Good to go? Good. Cool. So fade in is be a resource, huh?
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys were recording. My bad.
You're good. And then let me turn the volume down on the computer because it's playing. You guys are awesome. If you decide to go into video, it'll be awesome. And Caleb's awesome, and have a good day.